Okay guys, here we go again. So please open up your history books to page 255. We're going to start talking about return to peace through strength. Guys, once again, I really wish I could be here for you. This is an absolute amazing section where we're going to talk about Ronald Reagan and how he was absolutely the right guy at the right time for America. In my opinion, you guys, this is my opinion only, he's probably one of the top 5 greatest presidents America's ever had. Again, on a side note, I think I've said this before, but if not, I'll tell you again. Just to let you know that Reagan did date my grandmother once while they were both in high school. It wasn't anything serious. They just went on one date, but for me, I think that's still kind of cool. Okay, guys, so here we go. Once we finish this up, I will explain the comprehension check. It's pretty straightforward, but once we get to the end, I will go over a couple areas I want you to concentrate on. Please understand that this is going to be less than 8 minutes because it's very difficult to upload things that are bigger. So I may have to make 2 videos out of this. We'll see what's going on. Okay, guys, on page 255, Reagan says he wants to return to patriotism and family values. But one thing that Reagan is known for, guys, is investing a lot of money into the military. Kind of like Roosevelt, speak softly and carry a big stick. Reagan says, you know what, we're going to have peace through superior firepower, which means he wants a really good, a very strong military, both Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, to just make other countries know that we're not playing around. Now, we don't want to start a fight, but if you're going to start doing something that's wrong, we're going to go over there and make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay, so peace through superior firepower is something Reagan spent 8 years on. And oh, by the way, Reagan was the president, first time in a long time to do 2 successful, actually since Eisenhower, to do two terms, which means he was president for 8 years. Everyone after Eisenhower up to Reagan only served 1 term, which is only 4 years. Okay, guys, so a couple things I want you to pay close attention to is when we get to page 256. Reagan was called the great communicator. Okay, now, a little bit about his history, a little bit about his past was, he started out as a sports radio announcer, which means he talked on the radio a lot. He was very comfortable talking in front of people, and that's very evident because he was also a movie actor, a movie star. He played in lots and lots of westerns. I don't know how many off the top of my head, but maybe if you're home sometime and you're curious, you can look it up. He was a very good movie actor as well. So when it came to talking, it was very easy for him. He was very fluent, very charismatic. When he said things, people believed him. They liked listening to him, which was really cool because some of the presidents we've had, what they said, you just didn't believe them. So Reagan was known as the great communicator. One of the things that he really wanted to do, guys, as well, is he wanted to turn America back to their traditional Christian values. Remember the other day we just got done talking about Kennedy, Johnson, and some of these guys that expanded the big-time welfare system. Also, they wanted to be liberals, which means they wanted to get away from the traditional values. So keep that in mind as well. He wanted to get back to the conservative Christian values. And one of the big things he wanted, which I really applaud him for as well, is guess what, guys? He wanted to end abortion. He wanted to stop the killing of the unborn children. Okay, so 2 things, guys, very important. Do not get confused when we start talking about the Reagan Revolution and the Reagan Doctrine. This is on page 256, okay? We're going to have a think in a minute that when we get to the comprehension check. It's going to ask about, that's question number 4, it's going to ask about the Reagan Revolution. Please read the question, okay? Read the question. It's asking, how is the Reagan Revolution good for America? It's not asking what the Reagan Revolution is, okay? So you're going to have to use, it may not be bold, it may not be underlined, okay? You're going to have to read that section underneath the Reagan Revolution and find out why it was good for America. Okay, and then the Reagan Doctrine, guys, really simple. He wanted to stop communism. We've talked in great detail about how bad the spread of communism and how bad communism. They take everything away. You have no freedoms. You can't worship God the way you want. It's just terrible. And Reagan didn't like that. He wanted to put an absolute end to it, a stop to communism everywhere. And so that was his doctrine. His doctrine was stopping communism before it could attack and enslave a country. Reagan did not believe countries should be held hostage or enslaved by the evils of communism. Okay, the other area, guys, I want to talk about, I just have about another minute or two real quick, is defending traditional values. Something that's really important, guys. Ronald Reagan appointed 3 U.S. Supreme Court justices. We've talked about this before as well, how important that is. And one of the things he did is he appointed Sandra Day O'Connor. She was going to be to the Supreme Court. She is the first female to be appointed to the Supreme Court. That's pretty awesome. A good job for him. And she's a very good conservative, wanted to uphold the traditional values. Okay, so guys, on a sad note, back in 1981, space travel, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded. Okay, that's something else I want to hit on. Absolute sad day. It completely shocked the nation. It was just something that we never expected. We thought that we were really good with space travel and the shuttles going up and back and being reused again. It was just something that we just didn't think was going to happen. Okay, so if you continue to read, we could spend a lot of time talking about the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, and how the system of communism just simply failed. Now Mikhail Gorbachev comes in and he wants to kind of he's the president, he's the premier of the Soviet Union. Remember, at this time it's still the Soviet Union and not Russia. Guys, I'm going to stop it here so I can upload this, and I will start again here a little bit more because we need to spend some time on this because it's very important.